I just recently heard of the terminology Popo Mateo or whatever from Harvey Dent's channel. But if any of you heard of, I don't even know if I can say it right, guys. I just now started researching that as well. Ciestu Que Vie, I believe it's called. I'm going to include a link for any of you guys interested. But it kind of goes into some back history surrounding our birth certificates and such, and about the Pope, and just how it led into the Federal Reserve, and just goes into what it means. Very, very interesting stuff to be heard. And it's only like 18 minutes long. So for any of you interested, because a lot of people have been applying, once you realize you're a sovereign divine being, and that you've done enough of your research and understand that we're just in an evolved state of slavery, if you will, then you learn how we've been wronged a little bit here, that no one's to blame because we did allow it to happen. We didn't question. We just accepted and let others take our power. So anyway, with that said, you guys check it out, because a lot of people are utilizing a lot of the natural law and stuff. As a matter of fact, I was going through certain steps and I thought I was on the right track, but it was so many forms to try to understand, and just, I get the overall understanding of things. And I know that that's one of the most important things to us accessing our trust and stuff, is to be, responsible, sovereign beings, and to understand who we are. I know that, and I've learned a lot about the whole, this was not my belief prior, but learning that the religion deception and just the whole government deception period, I started learning about the energy and, all that. So that's why, like I said, applying the positivity for my health, and that's been working for me. As long as I'm able to stick with that and I don't get interrupted by those around me. So with that said, like money is basically, guys, really honestly, it's, people want to consider money the root of all evil. Well, it can be if people are greedy and on a power trip and narcissistic. Yeah, it can be. But if used properly for the benefit of all and the abundance of all, money is simply an energy exchange, guys. So what happens is that even though your, straw man's had that account, whatever, throughout all this time, understand it's as money's exchanged, that's energy being exchanged. And I was watching a video earlier, gosh, I'll have to remember that guy's name, and if I can think of it, I'll include it down in the comment section for you guys. But he was also explaining, was it Winston Shrout? Something Shrout, I believe his name was. He had some very interesting information that explained, like when you get from the IRS and you get that form, he was talking about doing the SS5 and how you return it stating accepted, and to, I don't know, I'll just share the link because I can't remember all the finer details of it, and he's more knowledgeable. That seems to be his expertise. So I'll just share the link because that's what I'm good at, since I have an inability to retain as much knowledge as I would like at this point. But anyhow, so I will share this one, though, very interesting story. And like I said, a lot of people are utilizing this stuff and have went to court. I'll share one, as a matter of fact, I'll share one where somebody utilized this Ciestu Que Vie, or however you say it, that used this in court and won. So I'll share that as well. And what I'm learning a lot of times when people are going to court that win these cases, first off, knowledge is key. So you go in there with confidence and you know your stuff and you know what you're talking about. What's funny to me, because I've watched like 3 or 4 of these cases back to back of just different individuals out there, my recommended feed that popped up along my research trail. And I find it amazing that somebody walks in there knowledgeable of what they're speaking of, right? And sorry, they're kind of loud. They're out in the kitchen, and my room's right here, and these walls are kind of thin. They always talk so loud, and just it distracts me. So anyhow, I'm going to try to think through it. But several, that have went to court, and they're standing up for themselves, and they're knowledgeable. First thing the judge is like trying to shut them down and say they need psychological testing. First off, that's their line of defense. Okay, and if you've researched some of the things I have and the perspective on, the whole fictional, corporate and the role judges play in that, etc., it becomes very interesting when you watch some of these encounters between people going in, knowing their inherent birthright and knowing their way to talk around it and going in there confident, no fear, knowing their stuff. And for these judges to be so quick to just try to shut them down, try to distract them, or they, they want to start getting enraged on the defense, get up, excuse me, I got to, take a recess. And I mean, I'm so proud of we the people, those that have went to a courtroom to challenge this and that have won and walked away, because they're very passionate. They want their damn money. They want access to their trust. And they go in there very knowledgeable, and a lot of these cases, boom, dismissed, because the judge ends up walking out the room. I think in one case, the judge got arrested. And people, of course, are using different approaches. That's what's great. There's different options. It's just, we have to figure out what option's going to work for each of us individually. Got to keep digging for our truth. So, money being energy, that was another thing I wanted to address. A lot of what's wrong with our world today is people are so ugly to one another. They're so rude and negative and hateful, and, we're heartbroken. We've been hurt, so we build our walls up. We're ugly. We're judgmental. Well, guys, your energy is an important thing, just like even with the exchange of money, because you have a special energy signature, if you will. And although I'm still new to a lot of these concepts, I do have an overall understanding of it. I've probably been listening to a lot of the laws of attraction teachings for like over the past year, if not more, as well as many other, teachings, revolving around the subject of energy and us being consciousness and energy. So I understand the concept. And I've been working on doing a lot of inner character building as well, and changing my negative aspects, any of the complaining, the grumbling, because really, overall, you're a happier person for it if you're more positive. You spread that love, cheer, and light onto others. Violence never solved anything, except for to hurt somebody or wind up dead, So, it's best to try the love approach, a peaceful, loving revolution here. And be more kind and loving to one another in our exchange of energy, because if your money, your energy money, is based on that whole energy concept, well, what if it applies to your good, intense thoughts, right? And what if it's subtracted by negative deeds? If you send in a bill and have value added, and I still, like I said, I'll share that link because I don't understand exactly the ins and outs of that. But just think, if through your negative intents and bad actions that things got deleted from your account, wouldn't you want to do more good actions if money's energy, and that's the way our accounts are being built? And like I said, he'll explain it a lot better, but I know it makes sense to me because I've done enough research to know that he's spot on. And it makes perfect sense to me because my level of conscious awareness at this point. So guys, try to be more loving and kind to one another. And not only is it more helpful to one another if we work out our differences kindly, but it's beneficial to all, really. So much love, you guys. I had something else on my mind that I wanted to get in there last minute, and now I can't. Like I said, they're still busy yakking right here. I hope they're not talking over me because I can't even hear while I'm talking on the headset, so y'all may be able to hear them, and my apologies if y'all do. I'm trying to do the best I can despite it all, like I said, guys. So if y'all can't handle that, I guess, I don't know what to tell you. Much love. Snugglebug.